All right, today is June 30th, 2024, and yes, you're staring at the Sanibel Causeway. They took down that sign that says no bicycles, and I went to their website, and their own website says that bicycles can cross the causeway. Now, Summerlin has some obstructions still, which is very upsetting, but obstructions meaning that they're old checkpoints. They haven't removed those, what they now call Jersey barriers on the side of the road that block the median, or block the side of the road. So we're gonna go for it. It's a nice overcast day, and it's kind of cool. So with it being overcast, I did put on some sunblock just in case, but and I brought change in case I go to the 5-star grocery or whatever it's called these days, just in case. But this will be, oh wow, they blocked that up. So they're getting kind of smart. They don't want bicyclists here, and so they're just making it extra difficult for bicyclists to get over this causeway. Could have gone the back road. Again, there's no sign saying you can't go. So, and their website says you can go over. It's legal. So, okay. Maybe last week I had a problem with my camera. One of my cameras took, the 4K camera took excellent 4K video in Fort Myers Beach. But my cell phone, which does the sound recording, again, didn't flip on. I'm hoping it comes on today. It's sad that I have to wait until 3 hours from now to see if it recorded anything. Alright, downshift. It's one of those things where getting over this bridge, unlike the Fort Myers Beach bridge, this has a little more of a slope. Not a steeper gradient, a little shallower gradient, but it's longer. So you just have to kind of like sing 2 songs back to back in your head as you're looking down the ground, making sure you're not driving over nails or glass or porcelain. So, Punarrest, they still have this big, I don't know what you call it, work zone area. This jetty is coming out, and they're reinforcing it with steel. Practically goes halfway to the first Causeway Island. I mean, they're going to be doing all this. They can put back in a drawbridge. There was relatively no traffic going over to Sanibel until about 10 minutes ago. All of a sudden, I was bicycling on Summerlin here, and there was nobody. Now, all these cars are passing me. There must be something good happening on the Sanibel today. Again, it's Sunday, June 30th, 2024. It's beautiful overcast. My pool at my first house is full now. It took one day. A rainstorm added 4 feet of water in the pool. I'm worried that the pool was going to crack. Having that much weight and water added to a pool, sometimes that much stress will cause the pool to crack, but it looks okay. I had nicely I had patched all the leaks, meticulously checked the pool, every single inlet, outlet, the main drain, the side drain, so it doesn't leak. Did dye tests, did compression tests, and I painted it with 3 coats of underwater marine gunite epoxy, whatever you want to call it, white. The pool now is crystal clear, crystal blue actually. And I put 9 bags of salt in there. I got 4 more to put in. It's like 30,000 gallons. It would have costed me $2,000 to buy 4 water trucks to put that much water in. About $500 or more these days per water truck. But I made a contraption to take the runoff from my gutters in the back of my house, and I made it in such a way so it has to go upslope a little bit, so it would take out any of the debris that may follow or that may be caught inside the gutters. And yeah, that worked like a charm. that only the fresh water was added back to the pool. So I'm gonna ride the brakes because, again, this is totally ridiculous. Whatever they're doing here, they've wasted time and money, and I don't see how this could be $200 million. I don't see it. It's just a sand beach with an asphalt road. I see $3 million. I don't even see $200 million. If I was rebuilding this bridge, and they should have let me do it. For one, even if I charged $100 million, I would have saved them half. I would have made a continuous bridge at the bridge level, not this bridge level, but those other bridges. And then I would have had off two deceleration and 2 on-ramps on each island. So if you missed the first one, you can still hit the second one. And I would allow parking under the bridge, and that way the speed of the road could stay at 45 miles an hour. Nobody wants to go 20 miles an hour. It's ridiculous. I mean, they should have solved that inherent problem with the original bridge and road, but no. So they had to spend $200 million. They don't solve the inherent problem with this causeway. I mean, yeah, it looks great. You can drive slow, you can see people. It's nice to be close to the water, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? If you want to be close to the water, you'll exit off the bridge and then go slow when you're off the bridge, underneath the bridge, driving around looking at the water. You don't have to be on the causeway blocking people that really need to get back either off Sanibel or to Sanibel in a timely fashion. Anyway, so obviously there was trees here, but they bulldozed them all. A lot of trees survived. 20 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm going about, 6, maybe 5? Last time I came through here, the Jersey barriers were right up to the road. I had the bicycle, literally it was dangerous. And it was at least 3 times as many cars were passing me. And they literally were within inches of me. I'm not sure if that was legal then, but I said to myself, you know what, I have to go over Sanibel. For an overcast day like this, it always happens. When I start bicycling, it's overcast, but by the time I get to Sanibel, like right now, the sun's out and it's starting to look beautiful. So it's about, it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. It took me, I stopped off at my first house, fixing the pool and getting that prepped. I'll turn the saltwater system on later. I want some of the salt to dissolve in the pool before I turn the saltwater system on. And I was skimming the pool a little bit, trying to get off some of the flotsam that was there when the pool was like, I'm telling you, 4 feet in one day, 4 feet of water one day. It went from, I could walk to the bottom step of the pool and then have 2 inches of water between where I'm standing and where my foot is. I mean, in the pool, after the first step, there's only 2 inches it was. Now there's 4 feet of water in the shallow end. Deep end, 8 feet of water. I mean, it is nice. I feel like jumping in there, actually, when I get home. See, this is the issues I need to look at. This type of knobby thing comes out, sticks out. It's dangerous right here. You should have pushed that back. I don't mind if there's a little bit of room here. I don't mind, because I go over the Cape Coral Bridge. That's dangerous. Let's not even go into the Edison Bridge. Man, that's a cluster. You know what? See, there's still too much debris here. They need to have a magnetic sweeper and a regular sweeper. Get this rock junk off the road here. And to tell you the truth, $200 million. I expect a beautiful bridge. This I'm looking at. This was made by one of those diversity and inclusion firms. It's just all like hodgepodge. And to tell you the truth, they did such a lousy job. Just like Biden's speech. I mean, you have to almost rip this thing up and redo it. It's sad. Oh. Anyway, so now we're on the concrete part of the bridge. The concrete part of the bridge has survived. Everything else, and that's why the bridge going to Sanibel should be made all concrete, because if the concrete bridge has survived, you need that. Because there was one year, I think it was 2004, 2005, where we had a hurricane every weekend. There was a potential for a hurricane to roll through every weekend. And you have to have reliability exit. You can't have a bridge that after one hurricane is going to take 2 years to rebuild it. No. You have to have a bridge that withstands 4 repeated hurricanes a week apart. So whoever was in the design concept of this bridge obviously is an idiot. The people in Lee County, the government, they're all idiots. And they should be legally sued for their incompetence. And taxpayers refunded their money. And I don't care where the money comes from, the taxpayers don't pay anymore. And even the lawyers have to choke up their money and give it back to taxpayers. This is totally ridiculous. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just super smart. I don't know. But it seems like everyone we have to deal with in the public sector, they're all stupid. Anyway, I'll stop talking like that. But anyway. So again, $200 million. I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, it's looking less like the Sanibel Causeway and more like the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, which is awful. And they spent hundreds of millions of dollars making that awful. I mean, and this is not even a tunnel. I mean, they should have made it a tunnel. At least then we can keep up the speed. There's tons of rocks on the road here. I got to really keep my eye down. And these are big chunky rocks too. They don't wash away with rain. We get a lot of rain. I'm looking over at the Sanibel Lighthouse. There was a sarcophagus, kind of like a shroud around it for the longest while. Looking over there now, there's no shroud there. So it's interesting to see that. These jetties that they're putting on this Causeway Island, that just, wow. I mean, here's why it's useless. For one, the Causeway Islands have withstood decades, and they never eroded. There's just the currents in the bay here prevent the Causeway Islands from eroding. You don't need a jetty. So they put these perpendicular jetties out here, but they put them out here, but they don't allow people to, they're not safe to walk on. They didn't, so they're ugly to look at. They're not safe to walk on. Obviously, pelicans are going to roost over there, but besides that, I don't know. It's like, that's a waste right there. They shouldn't have done that. If they want to put up a concrete retaining wall and then put sand in front of it, that's fine, That's what they did on Sanibel. Concrete retainer wall that goes parallel to the beach, right up next to the condos, that's what you do. And then you hide it by burying it in sand. But this thing is so ugly. But anyway, I don't know, I guess I'm smart, and contractors who do this are just criminals, and they won't even give their recommendations. And the city, Lee County, and the state, and the government, they're all corrupt. They're all stealing the money. I think of $200 million, they put at least $100 million in their own private bank accounts. Because I'm looking here, and I don't see no $200 million. I see $3 million. Sand. How much is that? Sand, and FEMA probably pumped it for free. I think every government agency came down here, stuck out their hands, and got something for free. They didn't do anything. So the only thing that I could see that I like is that the causeway, not that it's worth $200 million, but the causeway is a little wider, this island. Island 2. Island 1 is hard to say. They made it higher in elevation by maybe 3 feet on average, which is, I guess it's okay. A hurricane will wipe that out in 10 seconds. So I haven't seen any other bicyclists on the road. They're probably the smart ones. But I'm not paying no $9 for the Sanibel. It's ridiculous. It looks like it's high tide right now too. But the Sanibel, the Causeway Islands here are really wide, even at high tide. So that's a good thing. But they're not open yet. So they're not open for people to park and have a picnic. So people are not going to come over to Sanibel, without some place to park for free. Sanibel's notorious for ruining a person's day, so they're going to go to Fort Myers Beach, even though they're raping them over there with $30 a day parking on average. Still, the beach over there is fairly nice, and not as nice as the Causeway Islands, not as nice as a Sanibel beach, but you know what? You know, half of the fun of going to the beach is partying, meet people, you know, getting sand between your toes. That's it, you know. Going in the water, yeah, well, that's the other half. Sanibel definitely has nicer beaches, nicer water, but that's not worth $9. I mean, come on. I mean, not everybody can afford to go out to a Sanibel restaurant either. But if you allow them, the bridge toll should be no more than $2 max. $1 really. It's just all corruption. We're going to see how the businesses on Sanibel are faring. I have a feeling most of them are still boarded up. This is the summer slow season, so these dog days of summer, probably most of those businesses are closed. But you know what? Even in the wintertime, those businesses, I've been over here on like the last 2 years, it's been mighty dead. So I'm going to specifically look and see at some of the real estate that I've been looking at over the course of a couple of years, and I want to see if there's an opportunity to make money here. Either a quick flip or buy, open up a business. We're going to see. Alright, well, this is a good sign that I made it on Sanibel. I'm wearing my yellow tennis outfit because it's bright yellow, and it also works perfectly as a bicycling outfit. People can see me, and what I like about it is that it's a nice tight-fitting shirt, but it's like micro perforated, so it allows cool air in, allows the perspiration out, so it's really comfortable to wear and play tennis at the same time. So there's not a glass over here. I don't know what's wrong with people. They have to throw their bottles out before they exit a concrete bridge, I guess. Alright, so the Sanibel pathway is still here. The last time I was on Sanibel, it must have been about January maybe. So things may have changed, so we're going to see. So we're going to try to go to the closure. Yeah, I want to try to close it right now. Why not? So there is a micro rain or some kind of compression going on because it is raining at the moment. There's sun out, but it's raining. I don't understand that one. It's going to ruin my video if the rain gets on the lens. I want to put my hand over the lens, but I saw it on radar. It showed a light rain. I couldn't believe it because normally with rain like this, it may rain up in the atmosphere, maybe 2,000 feet up, but it evaporates before it gets to ground level, especially this time of the morning. We're talking 11 a.m. 11 a.m. and there's no real low cumulus. These are high cumulus, almost bordering on low stratosphere. You really need that low cumulus cloud for that rain to make it through the atmosphere and hit the ground. But we're getting rain right now from this high cirrus, or high cumulus, low strato. All right, so far I really haven't noticed much difference. It looks like some of the signs were removed actually on this Causeway Road, which is a good thing. So I hate seeing those signs. The cloud layer is dissipating, so I'm kind of glad I put some sunblock on. The rain hit my face, feels like little mosquitoes bumping into it. I got my nice sunglasses on, so that'll protect that. But instead of wearing black, I have black shorts, but they're the tennis design. They get kind of like a neon yellow stripes on them, and then my shirt is neon yellow, the same color as it's a matching outfit. Yes. Try to wear matching outfits. So there's a sign, unlicensed contracting is a felony. And again, this, personally, I don't think you should have to be licensed to do work. That's restricting your, work is a type of freedom of speech or freedom of association. Maybe it's Amendment 4. So for them to put a sign up there, say it's against the law to practice your Bill of Rights. You know, the city of Sanibel, they need to be brought in, and that should be when you violate somebody's 10th Amendment rights, that should be a capital offense, because you're advocating the overthrow of America. When a city like that violates the Constitution, especially the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments, then they're practicing the overthrow of the USA, and that's a capital offense. The South seceded. They didn't overthrow, and they were punished by 20 years. But an overthrow, on the other hand, that's capital offense. So these city officials should all be brought up in front of a firing squad and shot. And I think that is just. All right. So again, Periwinkle Way. The footers of that bridge back there washed out during Hurricane Ian. So the temporary job that they did, yeah, it looks temporary, but it's, obviously it's permanent now. All these people who own real estate here, if you're not renting it out and making money, you're being raped by the city of Sanibel. So, whatever you think, whatever you do, after a hurricane, you're on your own. If you own property and you have a real estate management company that manages your property, after a hurricane, you're on your own. That real estate management company probably doesn't exist anymore. And your property will not get rented unless you rent it. Hello. So that's the thing. And the same thing. Now, one thing I have noticed though is that Sanibel's beautiful lawns have come back. They didn't have beautiful lawns like this. So that's one thing I noticed that's changed. Fort Myers Beach still has no lawns. So a lot of these lawns, it's hard to say, because during the rainy season, rain will overcome any type of salty soil. There's chinch bugs and everything, and cockroaches that are adding nutrients to the soil year round. When the rains come, rain itself brings absorbed nitrogen when it falls through the atmosphere. So rain, especially falling from high above, will nitrate the soil, and that'll cause everything to turn green. So it could be, but otherwise I would think that they had to go out and buy sod. Although sometimes when you look at grass from afar, it looks, grass looks green on the other side, but when you actually look down upon it, when you're up next to it, you can see that there's green weeds, there's green everything mixed in there. So it could be just that, all it took was 2 years and a good rainstorm to wash the salt out of the sand, soil, whatever you want to call it, for the grass to start growing again. Because grass won't grow in salty sand. That's pretty cool. Some guy with a motorcycle with a sidecar. So what I anticipate doing today is bicycling down to the lighthouse. So I'm going to try to get out on the beach a little bit. Hopefully it's not high tide. If it is, unfortunately I won't be able to bicycle there. And then bicycle down East Gulf Drive. Hello. And after East Gulf Drive, get that Narita connection over to Middle Gulf Drive. And then Middle Gulf Drive, bicycle past the Sanibel Cemetery to Casa Yabel Drive, and then West Gulf Drive to, or maybe that's still Casa Yabel, to, whatchamacallit, I got all the roads except that one. Tarpon Bay Road, and then Tarpon Bay to 5 Star Grocery. And it all depends on how fast I get there. If I get there really fast, I'll continue bicycling. If I brought a frozen water bottle with me, I'm hoping it'll be thawed and ready, so I won't necessarily have to stop at 5 Star Grocer. But I brought a ton of change with me, because I know it's about $2 a drink, and I'll pay all in nickels. And it's my little protest for $2. It should be $1. Come on, $2. See this building here? I like this building. I wish I could buy it. I like it for anything. I mean, they've already done most of the repairs on it, except for the roof. The roof still looks crummy. They really have to fix the roof first. So they tore out there used to be a public accessible water. What I can see is they put new air handlers on there, so they've done some work. There's a bank building on Summerlin, right across the street from the closed Sanibel factory outlets, and I really like it. They had a terracotta tile roof that was broken and leaking. They finally ripped off that terracotta, and they just put underlayment on top of the roof. So hopefully they're going to put an aluminum overlayment on top of that roof. But I like that building a lot. I don't know if now's the time to buy it and do that roof myself, or have them do the roof and still lowball them on and off. So here's M Ocean Coastal Wear. Here's used to be a Lifehouse surf shop. They're still closed. Someone is yelling like, oh, okay, somebody was passing me. It's an electric bike, so this guy just turned around and came back. So we're looking for also opportunities too. The structure on the left-hand side that we're passing right now was one of my, and the right-hand side, there's 2 rental homes that are still in the destroyed status. They were on my list of potential investments long ago, and they're still there. See, I don't like this. This straight ahead, that city of Sanibel, they built this gas, big mega structure, and they kind of take over all this real estate while they do it. There was a home here because there's a swimming pool right there. It's not there no more. The city of Sanibel seems to have acquired it. And then they build these big monolith structures to, like, we're the city of Sanibel, we're going to tax you even more now because there's less of a tax base. I don't like that. So anyway. See, a lot of these places are still, they're doing last minute construction. See, this place still has a fence around it, you know, so the people who own, if you buy a condo and the condo association decides to close for 3 years, guess what? You lost. You lost. How could you rent this place out? Because they're going to forbid people, non-owners, from entering the property, and owners have to be restricted to your you can't go into communal property. Hello. So you gotta take that into consideration when you buy it. Like this place on the left-hand side, it's still closed. It's almost been 2 years. It's ridiculous. The place on the left got damaged the least of any complex on Sanibel Captiva. We're just passing it right now. Whatever this, the Lighthouse Tennis Club or whatever it's called. Okay, their tennis courts got destroyed, so they could take the word tennis out of their name, but they could still call themselves the Lighthouse Club, not the Lighthouse Tennis Club, whatever they were called. But no, they're closed. So all that property is going to go into foreclosure. All these things on the right-hand side, they're still closed. Like, how long does it take to fix this stuff? So anyway, it's awful the way that the residents here are being abused by the city of Sanibel and by contractors. All right, so we're here at the lighthouse, and it looks like the only thing Sanibel did is they took the liberty and they cut down Australian pine trees, which is ridiculous because that provided the nice shade. Oh wow! So there's a lake here. I don't want to drive in the lake. And I can see that it is raining. Let's see. That is straight ahead right there. That's where the Publix is. That's Mid-Island. All the way down there, that's South. It's either South Fort Myers or that's Bonita Beach. Probably Bonita Beach. And it's raining. Which is interesting. Now, instead of looking from Fort Myers Beach to Sanibel, we're looking from Sanibel to Fort Myers Beach. So it looks like it did rain here earlier, which is sad because I shouldn't have. It's muddy here. I don't want to get mud splattered. I don't even know if I can walk on this. I don't even know if I want to get wet walking on this. I may have to turn around and go back to where I came. Let's try that because this is looking too. Could try to go out on the beach here. Let's try it. All right. I just have to come back on the beach or come back on the road. All right. So I changed the plans a little bit. I still want to go to the. I know the last time I was at the Sanibel Pier, it was closed. Okay. At first sight, the tide looks like a mid-tide. Doesn't look low, doesn't look high, which is a good sign for people like me that need the bicycle when the tide is low. I specifically want to go around the lighthouse. I want to see if those currents around the lighthouse are producing the excellent shelling that normally happens. So, looking at the beach here, I don't know. There's a lot of seaweed. That's a problem. I'm gonna try. It looks kind of low. It doesn't look fully low. Oh, the sand here is soft. Oh, that's not good. I want the bicycle here. I'm gonna try the bicycle over here. The beach needs to go out a little bit more. This looks like a little inlet. It looks soft, but maybe hard enough to bicycle over here. This looks like the high tide, like plateau, whatever you want to call it. Oh, downshift. All right, that's helping out. Alright, it's not too bad. It looks like the beach just changed a little bit, so I might be able to go closer to the water. I'm gonna stay up here for a little while. I'm trying to follow this tire rut. There's a lot of people here. Actually trying to ride up on top of the dead seaweed that's been out here for a day or two. Alright, so it's getting more precarious. I'm going to exit the beach. So I can see on the way back I'm going to have a problem. I may have to stay on the roads till I get down to oh, thank you. Stay on the road until I get to probably Sandalfoot. See if I get on the beach there. Alright, so this is compacted, kind of semi-wet. It's a type of clay. See if the little rough is intact and working. I have to be really careful about puncturing my tires because I'm a long way from my car and I hate to have to walk all that distance back. Again, I have gel tires. The front tire is magnificent the way it's been holding up. Back tire, I think the gel has gotten into the valve of the tire too. And I can't even inflate it anymore, but it's holding up. It's not holding up as good as the front tire. Okay, so these walkways are nice. I like the plastic board. I see it has wooden supports and wooden side glow rails, but it has plastic top rail, which is nice. Alright. I've been coming to Sanibel since 1971. 1970, I went to the Virgin Islands. Before 1970, my parents were taking me to Daytona Beach. And then I think one year, I think 73, we spent half the time in Sanibel, half the time in Walt Disney World. And when, see, this boardwalk is closed, terrible. And when I compared Sanibel to Walt Disney World, and I love the Polynesian Village, don't get me wrong. I didn't like standing in line. There's some big lizards there out there. Sanibel has everything. And then when I really take retrospect, it was definitely the right decision. Sanibel, I mean, each beach is like its own, and the tides add new allure, both high and low tide. They add contrast to the beach. So the same beach is different at high and low tide. So it's like two different beaches. And then of course, back in 1970, whatever it was, 2 or 3, Walt Disney World was still really developing. So the pier is still closed, which is sad, because with all this money Sanibel is soaking up from the bridge toll. And you got the beach patrol here giving tickets out, and people have to crawl through a fence to get over here, which is sad. Hurricane Ian recovery 2 years later. Nobody buys that. This is baloney. What do you mean recovery? Sounds ridiculous. So it's obvious they don't let cars go in this area, which is kind of nice because I get to bicycle this whole area now. But I bet they're enforcing the parking here big time. And again, this should be free parking. I don't know why they have to charge people. It's ridiculous. They have no facilities in this area. The facilities they have really stink. That's a new angle of approach. So all they would need to do is put a concrete slope on this. They could even make it out of wood or plastic, even better. Take a day's worth of work, and they should be able to get this pier reopened. But they haven't. It's just, I see cormorants and egrets. I don't even see a pelican. So the beach here is kind of wide. So it looks like about 30 yards of beach have been added since December. So that's interesting. Let's go up to the water, just take a look, see what's going on. It looks definitely loose sand. And I'm not sure if the sand was added after the storm or not, but this is a lot of sand here that was added. And you can see by the old sand over here. The water used to be like on the 4th or 5th one. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's on the 8th one. And look at these waves coming in. Usually big waves like this are a sign that the tide's coming in. Or deep waters right offshore. See all the cormorants on top of the Sanibel Pier over here. So straight ahead, that's John Morris Road over there. There's 2 big buildings are. And then that's Honoras's over there. That's the Sanibel Causeway too. And over there, that's the pink shell. Those pink buildings, direct center in the video. Right where this guy's polo. That's the pink shell. That's 5 miles away over the water there. You can see the bridge in the background, the Fort Myers Beach Bridge. And those 2 buildings, like standing up right next to each other, kind of like in the middle. That's where the Publix is in Mid-Island. And then there's a lot of big buildings in the South Fort Myers Beach. So most of those big buildings down there are Fort Myers Beach, and there's been some rain over there. And you can see that over there, that's Bonita Beach. There's Lover's Key between Fort Myers Beach and Bonita Beach, but over there that's Bonita Beach, and it's in a rain squall at the moment. So anyway, so the beach looks pretty cool here. But, I'm not going to bicycle down there because I can see the gradient is pretty good, and that means that it's loose sand, and I'm not. So we're go back on the road. But the beaches change over distance, so I'm still hoping that around my old haunt, which is Sanibel Arms West, and if you ever noticed that I always drive in there, that's where my family used to rent in there. The Sanibel Inn, which was also known as the Best Western Shell Harbor, which is also known as the Hilton. My family used to stay there too for the beginning years, but when we discovered Sanibel Arms West, and we were able to rent it for, we started off at $500 a month, but we ended around $800 a month. Still a fantastic deal. There's water here, but we'll check it out. Check out the water. You gotta pay. A lot of these people don't think they have to pay because there's no meter here, but you gotta pay. This guy removing the trash, he's also informing the police or the other beach patrols of violations. And he could write violations too. You never know. That could be half his job. And it looks like the front seat, he does have a ticketing machine, so it looks like he picks up the trash and he tickets people at the same time. Fantastic. So this road here, definitely rained yesterday and the day before, big time. So normally when it rains like this, you develop big potholes, but I don't see that. So they may have just graded it a couple days ago, and the rain wasn't big enough to wash out this grading and make big potholes. This is what the Sanibel roads used to look like all throughout Sanibel, sand. And then they asphalted. Starting in this area, where the concrete used to come over Ferry Lane on a barge, concrete trucks. And they would just pave as they came over. So the roads really expanded from, Periwinkle Way, the first year I was here in, I guess it was 72. Because we came down here just to check it out for a week, and we really loved it. And then the second year we came back, it was like half in Walt Disney World, half here. I loved that. That first year we went to Walt Disney World for 3 weeks, and then we came here for a week. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And then we got a deal that I think all 3 weeks was like $500. So we were able to spend 2 weeks in Walt Disney World and 3 weeks on Sanibel. Second year, I think that was 73. That was the last time we went to Walt Disney World as a family. Because for one of those 2 weeks, every year we went back, it was like, they still had the E cards, you had your A, B, C, D, E, and all the good rides were E, and you only had like 2 or 3 tickets of E, and the rest of them were like worthless A's and B's, and I think you had to use a ticket to even use the monorail, and the Main Street trolley was an A, and I think the train was an A or B, I forget. But I'm glad they got rid of that stuff and made it one price entry, but they still had an entry price. You still had to pay entry. But, for those people that just want to go and exercise and feel just go in for one drink and leave, I guess that wasn't too bad. I don't like the $30+ parking now. You pay $30 parking or plus, I don't know how much it is now. It's really getting hefty. And then you have to go through a TSA screening line every time you want to go in the park, which is stupid because, come on. They should do that before you actually enter their property altogether. It's just all this fear-mongering. And then, of course, they push this degenerative lifestyle in front of you with all these degenerative things going on. Main Street Parade has been changed to the Gate Parade. I don't know. Sorry, I'm going off on Walt Disney World. How did that happen? But no, I don't like waiting in lines, and going to a beach is more family fun. That's the bottom line. The bottom line, the punchline, is when you have a family, they don't want to wait in line. The worst thing a kid can do is spend a week in Walt Disney World and spend 6 days of it waiting in a line. to go on a ride that's like 10 seconds, and he wants to go again, and the parents like, well, no, we got to wait in line 3 more hours. It's ridiculous. So at least with a beach or a pool, you know, the child could go on the beach, get sandy, get hot, then go jump in the pool, wash off, you know, spend a good quality time with the child, making sandcastles and having fun body surfing and picking up seashells. I mean, Sanibel has it all. So there is a beach store here open. It's called the Lighthouse Surf Shop. And you got Tuttle's over there. They're open. And there was an ice cream store. I'm not sure if it's open yet or not. But we're gonna drive a little further here because I want to take that little secret bridge. So you know, we just passed the East Gulf Drive, but the next street here has this little bridge that I didn't know about until shoot. I mean, I used to buy a Hangstrom map back in the early 80s to show me where all the roads were, so that I knew. Because Hangstrom was like before the internet, it was one of the big. You had to get a Hangstrom map. I mean, you can get a map from McNulty, whatever it was called. But Hangstrom had all the fine detail maps, and it even had like little walkways and passageways and little unique stuff that I don't know. You could contemplate whether you can drive a car on it or you could walk and take a bicycle or whatever. But it showed all of them, which was cool. And I learned a lot of the walkways on Ding Darling, and there was some walkways that went not through Ding Darling, but in those areas from those maps, those Hagstroms. But of course, now with the internet, and you could look down and see new blaze trails and stuff. This bridge is still here. This bridge survived a hurricane. So this is his next story. Let's downshift it. All right. So here's a lizard here on the bridge. He doesn't even see me. I see him, but he doesn't see me. A big tree fell down here. That's why there's so much green, so much open ground there. That pool is beautiful blue, just like my pool now. Alright, so we're back on East Gulf Drive. There may be another bridge over there coming up. I have to, one of these days, do some more exploring. You see the Colony here, the resort. It's closed. So everyone who bought condos here, you just lost all your money. There's going to be foreclosures. It's just totally ridiculous. It's only if you own if you're part of the Colony but you have a private access road. And here's a house that finally got knocked down over here. 440 East Gulf Drive. And there's plenty of roads back here too. If you're buying real estate, this is one of the best areas to buy real estate. This Shell Harbor area, right by the lighthouse. Not this thing. Right in front of it got knocked down, but there was something over here that got knocked down. Can't really see it, but there's just a pool there. I would love to buy that house. I would love to buy it. It's got aluminum roof. I mean, I just have to fix the aluminum roof and strip out all the other stuff that's inside there. Every house has a smell to it. You just have to get used to the smell, that's all. I mean, my house that I just bought another house. It had a construction smell to it. You get used to it. Yeah, your lungs, get coated with that. Yeah, that's bad. But you get yourself a couple good air filters, constantly mopping the floors. You have fans on. In the wintertime, you open the house and air it out. That's all you do. And you get out and bicycle. You air out your lungs that way. Thank goodness. This is moving. So we're coming up to Butterknife, or whatever the old airport was here. I still remember back in '73, they still had some planes here. Mostly they were just those single-wing crop dusters, those beach, whatever they're called, Beechcraft. I used to know some people that owned these places too. They were selling back in like 74, 75 for $800,000 each, $750,000 each. So they're probably 7 point something now, 10 times their value each, even after the hurricane. So the Sanibel River is just to our right. Basically, it's just the canal here. A lot of the trees, well, I say trees, Australian pines are now gone. I see some dead remnants, but they're the quick growers. They're the ones that they take no soil, and I still see them here on the right-hand side. But city of Sanibel looks like somebody came here with a chainsaw. Look, more condos on the left-hand side, closed. Oh wow, here's a Surfrider Beach Club, totally gone. Obviously, if you want to buy, I would love to have a casino here in Sanibel. This is a beautiful spot. Beautiful. And then what is this? This place also is gone. Maybe this is the Surfrider Beach Club. The one nice, yeah, this was. Huh. So this is a nice big continuous piece of open space. The Surfrider Beach Club, the best thing it used to have was its hot tub. And I used to sneak in and use it. And there was, I'm telling you, the people that stayed at the Surfrider, you know, it was a condo slash, you know, daily rental. So the people could sublet back to the Surfrider management. They could rent it out like as a hotel. But the people who lived there year round, they were the snobbiest people. And yeah, I don't blame them. It's their property. They don't want people to jump in. See this beachcomber. See the grass is not being kept up. So a lot of these real estate property management services that used to do this work don't do it anymore. So they're repaving the tennis courts. That's amazing. See here they have nice tennis courts, so they did a good job. Spoonbill. This used to be called Anchor Drive, and I don't know why they call it Spoonbill, because there was an old concrete bridge that they tore down and put a walking bridge up. I guess because they did that, they wanted to rename it a different word. I like Anchor Drive better, but see, here's a tennis court. It's missing most of its screen enclosure, but the tennis court survived. Look at that, sandalfoot. Notice the general public. That means there's going to be an auction there. Look. Cyprina. I see some people there. I hear some kids screaming. That is a good sound. When you hear kids screaming, that means families are renting. So if you want to enjoy yourself, you definitely want to get with a real estate management company that's operating right now on the island. Look, Sanibel Arms West closed. What baloney is this? Oh, that's Sanibel Arms. Okay. Still, if you're an owner here, you just lost all your money. I don't understand why it's closed. Hard hat required. All they're doing is they're putting in new screens. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, that's the problem. When you buy a condo, you think it's a good investment, but right after a hurricane, bam! Now you're down for 2+ years. And here, Sanibel Arms West. What is this big fence around their property? Let me see. Let me look inside and see what's going on. Oh, they're not renting at all. So what is that all about? Now at least Seawind here, they're owner occupied, and they're allowed to ingress through Sanibel Arms West. So they have to allow these properties the right to ingress. That's what the deal was. Look, Sanibel Arms West has an excellent tennis court, but they closed, and they're preventing ingress right there. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, actually the tennis courts look awful. We need to rip them up. Here, the moorings. The moorings sustained big damage, but they're open. So if you're going to buy a condo, the moorings is the place to buy because, okay, most of their foliage got destroyed, which is sad. But you know what? It needed a little trimming. But because they're open, this is the place to buy. They're open. Sanibel moorings. It even has a nice open flag here. So they're committed to the owners. So because they're committed and to the owners, then you can actually rent and resell your place. So Sanibel moorings, definitely. Let's see what else. I love the Sanibel moorings. All right, so we have I forget the name of this place here. My grandparents used to stay here. They got a good deal, $500 a month for an entire month when they stayed there. It was a 3-bedroom. It was not as nice as Sanibel Arms West though. Sanibel Arms West was nicer. And they eventually got $500 a month at Sanibel Arms West. So I spent 2 years. I think that was Moorings. I'm trying to think what the name of that place was called. Right next to Moorings. Here's another place that's closed. I mean, and again, these are condos. This isn't a hotel. Property closed. See? I just think it's just criminal what's going on here. It seems like mafia's gotten control of all the property. And they're going to be doling out the property to all their political insiders. All their political hacks will get a piece of property here in Sanibel. Probably tax-free too. It'll be written into the deed, so the city of Sanibel cannot tax them. So we're checking out investment opportunities. So the moorings, yeah, that's an investment. That trail winds, that was good. Okay, so we're looking at Loggerhead Cay. The tennis courts look good. I mean, it could be better, but look okay. And it looks like they're being rented. I mean, I don't see the place closed, so that's a good thing. Right off the street. Yeah, so Loggerhead would be a good investment. Beep, beep. So Loggerhead took the longest to develop, but it's made out of concrete. So each floor. So it's not like wood. It's not like wood with plaster over it. I did say I want to get on the beach. Okay, so we'll look up here near Rita Street. See if we can get on the beach. So technically we're exiting the Shell Harbor area. Shell Harbor was really East Gulf Drive. So anything beyond East Gulf Drive here is not technically Shell Harbor anymore. And in the past, there were a couple pirates who supposedly buried treasure in the Shell Harbor area. They think, though, or at least analyzing some of the descriptions of where they buried it, points to the dunes. Somewhere in the dunes area, there's buried treasure. So, pirates normally, when they buried treasure, they made a big Indian mound. They kept on calling it Indian mound, so other pirates would be deceived and not think it's a treasure hoard mound. They would think it's an Indian burial mound that just has trinkets and dead people in it. So this is I don't think this is Narita Street, but so far Loggerhead Cay would be a good place to rent and buy in the moorings because it's open. And anytime you hear kids screaming and laughing, that's a good sign. Which means that the management there is actively looking out for your best interest. Getting that place operational again so you can make money and come down and enjoy yourself. You don't want to pay $30,000 a year in taxes and not be able to enjoy yourself on your own property. So, yeah, okay, this is Narita Street. This is technically the demarcation line between Shell Harbor area and Middle Gulf Drive. Everything on the left-hand side would be Shell Harbor. Everything on the right-hand side is Middle Gulf, or Yabel, whatever you want to call it. Shell Harbor on the left, Yabel on the right. So I'm looking at these places, and I see some cars. It looks like on the left-hand side. The right-hand side is closed, but the left-hand side, hard to say. I saw a lot of cars that look like they're individual people. It could just be people parking and using that parking lot to get free onto the beach. There used to be an elevated boardwalk here, but it's gone. That's one thing I've noticed. Hello. So, but being able to bicycle this far out, not hitting soft sand, is awesome. Okay, so they have a berm here. I don't know what's going on. Why is there a berm on Sanibel too? guess this is part of that $200 million waste, taxpayer money. This berm, during a hurricane, a berm like this will get washed out in less than 30 seconds. 30 seconds. A 5 or 7 foot wave hitting this takes 3 of them. It will wash right through it. You even have turtle nesting areas here. Look at all the seaweed. Seaweed actually is good. They should rake the seaweed up and make a berm out of that, because seaweed is very dense and it creates that like concrete clay when it hardens. It's really good. Wow. So it doesn't look like it's conducive to bicycling here. Well, we just passed that area there. Looks like the best spot to bicycle. Yeah, look at all the seaweed. Man, these mountains are like 2 feet high. Looking at the seashells. Hold on, I gotta inspect. And the seaweed is spongy too, so you step on it, it's not solid. It's spongy. It's a beautiful breeze out. The breeze is blowing east to west at about 3 knots. So it's really comfortable. It's pushing the humidity away. And because it's an overcast right now, it's just extremely enjoyable. You won't sweat that much out here. Although the sky is clearing, so the sun's gonna get more intense. I don't know. We're gonna try it out here. Be downshifted. See what happens. I'm gonna get over here because it looks like this is the most compact area, right? But this over here has some wave action, but not a lot. There's some tire ruts over here. So this like gully, or what are we gonna call it, this basin, that's usually where the water settles and all the air is removed, so it becomes kind of packed. Good for a bicycle. See, now we're running out of the basin. See, this area is all soft over here. I can see. We'll try it. It's not too bad, actually. So we're coming up upon, this is the old Ramada Inn / I don't know, it was called Holiday Inn at once. I don't know what it's called now. That used to be the best place to get ice. They put video cameras in there and they were like staunch, and they go after you if you take their ice cubes. I once went for an ice cube. I said I was a guest. I lied just to get away from the guy. The guy really wanted to press charges. Wanted to have arrested for trespassing. So anyway, all I was grabbing was one ice cube. I mean, I think I had eaten at the restaurant the day before too. It was really amazing. We had eaten at the restaurant the day before, and the waitress had said, "Yeah, you can come on the property and look at I think it was individually owned or leased back." So I was on my bicycle. I decided to look at not really. I was really going for the ice cubes, but I was looking at the property too, and then how rude. So look at how wide this seaweed is right here. Wow. So that storm that happened yesterday and the day before washed all this up. So there's going to be tons of seashells. Without this seagrass, the seashells will be exposed too, and they'll be washed up now next. So the next couple of days, you're going to find excellent seashelling. So the tide is kind of low at this point. It's a little deceiving though, because I never saw there's a berm here on Sanibel. So that's interesting that there's a berm here now. So there's definitely more going on in Fort Myers Beach. Hello. lot of people walking. I can see in the water there's a lot of seaweed too, so people don't really want to step over that. I would. So this is the basin I'm talking about. This is where the water collects and it gets hard. So we're coming up to the sundial. Sundial of those white buildings on the right hand side, straight ahead. This is obviously a sandbar that's being joined to the beach right now. So it's amazing I could bicycle this far on the beach. Wow. I was going to say. Alright, so again, the beach is changing every 100 feet or so. There's a lot of turtle traps here in Sanibel. I've seen them. They're trying to trap their turtles too. I don't like man's intervention like that. Let's leave it to nature, you know? Don't put fences around it. Let nature do what it needs to do. I mean, when you put birds and predators are kind of smart. If they sense that humans are putting traps for whatever, all nature's curious. So when they see humans do something, they always check it out. So, the raccoons are going to check out what humans are doing. They put a square. Raccoons are smart enough to say, that's a square. Why would humans do that? They start digging and smelling, like, oh my God, it's turtles. So now the squirrels, or not squirrels, but the raccoons and rats have a landmark to go back to. So humans are trying to do good by keeping other humans away, but now they're attracting the bears, the raccoons, the rats they just gave them a landmark, a reference point that they don't have to remember where it was buried. They see it. And look at all these reference points all over the beach. Okay, so we're passing. So again, 2 years ago, I can tell you right now, this place is closed. The pickleball is open, but this place is closed. Why? Because there's nobody on the beach in front of this place. That's why you know it's closed. So all these people who bought condos here, you lost all your money, and it's going to go into foreclosure. And nobody will want to buy it. If this another hurricane hits, this place has to stay closed for 2 more years. Forget it. I mean, when you buy a condo, you're factoring in renting that 11 out of 12 months, not taking a 2-year hiatus. Look at this. Some of these condos are washed completely through. Unbelievable. Hello. Got over here. It's nice. See, it's soft. We'll have to go those tire treaders. Oh, it's really soft. I think the next exit point from the beach we'll have to take, I think it's coming up. Now this condo coming up on the right hand side, I love this condo complex. This was built out of reinforced concrete, the whole thing. I saw it when it was being built. And every floor is built out of concrete, not wood. And that's important to know when you buy a condo. You don't want to buy it out of wood. That'll collapse. Hello. So we're hitting in really soft sand here. I'm just amazed I can still place. See, it rained here. So some of that rain has helped out, but still the tire is digging in a good inch. All these places on the right hand side here, they don't look open though, but it's sad. But they're built real strong, and they are another complex that weathered. Looks like Loggerhead Cay weathered it pretty good too, because that's all concrete. That's why it took so long to make that. This place, it looks, I can see the pools are fully functioning. I mean, when I say fully functioning, they're blue and has all the fencing around it, and there's nothing out of place. that you would see if the place was destroyed. I mean, I see all the rooms are fine, and okay, I see someone has a little homestead on the beach here, so that could be an indication that they're a renter. Oh yeah, nice and hard here. That's the thing, there's not that many people on the beach here. There's not that many apartment complexes are open. It's pretty sad. So if I don't go in now, Island Inn's going to be coming up pretty soon. I'm going to have to wait till I get either to Tangiers or to even farther. Tangiers has to be open. That's income, you see? That's income for the island. Look. We'll have to go to Tangiers coming up. Because I don't see any other. Where I can see the racquetball club right now. And they were closed last time I bicycled through here. The beach is changing. It's really rough right now, but it looks like in about 100 feet, maybe 100 yards, it gets better. It's the 50 yards. A little better. I see a basin coming up. The basin would be good biking. Yeah, a lot of seaweed. See the bottom of the basin here. Oh yeah. This looks like a tidal basin. It's a bumpy down here. Let's go up a little bit. Alright, so the clouds are pretty much dissipating and it's getting hot. I'm just glad I still got my water bottle, hasn't fallen off the bike yet. And without my thirst, that's for sure. But we're making some good time. Yeah, we're passing the Signal Inn Racquetball Club right now. So, a little more ways, and we'll be coming up to the Tangiers public access. Public access you got to pay now. I mean, I remember in 72, 71, the Tangiers car ferry was still there, and it was a paddle wheel, and it was pretty awesome. You could like climb on it and stuff. But they took it away, obviously ruining people's. I thought this would be hard over here. I had to get away from those sunbathers. Hold on. See if we can get back in the basin area. So this place is open. Obviously, there's people here. So. This is, I believe that is Signal Inn. So that's amazing that it's open. It's Alabama, I believe. Alright. The water looks awesome here. And I'm sweating. The sun's out. Temperature's gone up 10 degrees. So it went from 89. Probably almost 99 right now. And every orifice of mine is sweating. Even my eyeballs are sweating. It's so hot at the moment. And as long as this basement doesn't get too bumpy, it's not too bad. A big basin over there, but that basin looks like it still has a tidal effect to it. It could still be swampy because it's deep. puppy right there. Alright, so this is the get that one. If this is Tangiers, I better exit. Oh. Alright. So it looks like there's a walkway right here. Tangiers. There is a sandbar here, it's about 30 yards out. Probably could go a little further, but I don't know. Besides, let's see, besides Tarpon Bay Road, I don't know of any other beach access point, and that would be going too far. Don't put enough stress on my tire. There has to be a risk reward here, and if there's not enough reward by sitting on the beach, then why take the risk? For Fort Myers Beach, there's always that reward by sitting on the beach, and the beach is not as cluttered with debris like Sanibel. Although I still like Sanibel. Sanibel is that unknown happens. This wide beach, plenty to look at. And when Sanibel does finally come back online, you know, well, I wouldn't say 100%, but you know, when most of the condos reopen, because the island reopens, and we made some good time. I'll bicycle down Periwinkle. I'll show you. We've been on Periwinkle. I'll talk about that too. Somebody's playing music up there. See, this used to be an estuary here, and slowly but surely, as repeated storms come through here, it's filling it in. So this used to be a bridge here going across a little tidal flat. You know, the flat used to be at low tide, no water. At with tide, it was flooded. Now all this sand, this is, I can see this is pedalable. Someone is having a little picnic over here. Alright. And the grilling too, I can smell it. It smells good. It smells like mesquite. So just like the lighthouse, this area is a little wet. Yep. So they don't give you a discount. You gotta pay to park there. A lot of people are just parking in. You know, the thing is, I didn't see a meter there. Hold on. See, it says pay for time. Park vehicle, pay for time. Parking by permit accepted. Pay to park 24 hours a day. They don't give you a break. It used to be at the lighthouse. I think it was before 7 a.m. and after 6 you could park for free. I'm talking about 1980s. And that was nice because if you wanted to go for a walk on the beach after you eat dinner, you don't have to worry about paying for parking. If you were fishing before 7 a.m., you weren't getting in the way of the bathers that went there or the seashellers. You know, it used to be at harmony with the people, but now it's not. Okay, we're bicycling on the wrong side, but this is the best, the most packed area. Actually, this is better packed. My tires can feel it. So people don't want to really drive down here. I don't even think the city of Sanibel law enforcement wants to drive down. So this could be a hidden underbelly. So coming up on the right-hand side, this is the bicycle path access to Middle Gulf Drive. So we're coming up to Kasia Bell Road, but on the right-hand side, this is that little bisect that goes over to Middle Gulf Drive and goes by the Sanibel cemetery, which is kind of interesting. I think there's 2 little bridges in there too, which is kind of cool. It's a hybrid. Pretty cool the way it sounds. So the groundwater is pretty high inside here, Sanibel. So to show you how much it rained, so you can imagine how it was probably really flooded here. But the tide is low, so this area has been cut off from drainage, so it's just stagnant. Probably a lot of mosquitoes. So in the next couple of days, once they spray, I mean that big purple malathion, it's going to get really buggy here. Both no-see-ums and salt freshwater mosquitoes. So I didn't eat anything on my bicycle ride, and I made sure that my number 2 was flushed from the system before I came out bicycling. I didn't want to eat anything or have a heavy load on the esophagus, because that would give pressure to the heart. Because the esophagus, the heart pulverizes the food going through the esophagus, because the esophagus is right next to the heart. And I don't want to be bicycling and causing the heart any more duress, because it's already contending with sunstroke here. Go for it. We're being a good Samaritan and following the bicycle rules. So there used to be an airport here, Middleville Drive Airport, and used to be raised power lines on the right-hand side here, but I don't see them anymore. And they had those airplane like buoys, those little spherical red and white buoys that would indicate, to a plane that there's a power line there. So I took down the power lines. Of course, they took away the airport too, so it doesn't make a difference. I think it's called Kinsey Island now, or something like that. I know Butterknife is the one down by the lighthouse. I think this is called Kinsey Island. Again, when I came here in '73, there were planes here. And there was 2 other airports there. There was one down Warfoot, which now is a golf course, and there was one down Bowman's Beach. And there was planes down there too. They said that Sanibel brought in so much cocaine in the '70s that a lot of the people that own homes on the Gulf were part of that trade. Maybe even Bailey's. You never know. All right, so you have Casio Bell Inn, or whatever they're called here, resort. And from the looks of things, it looks like they're closed. I don't see anything that resembles, and for them to be closed this long, I see porta potties. Yeah, they're closed. They're closed, but their fountains are going. That's kind of silly. The Thistle Lodge. The bridge that went out to that little island there is gone. Thistle Lodge looks like a house. It doesn't look like a lodge anymore. All right, so this is Butterknife. Okay, so I got mixed up. So this is Butterknife here. Kinsey Island is by the lighthouse. Well, the tennis courts are here, but they look battered and worn out. Again, there needs to be real estate management firms that are working with the people here to get their places rented. Sanibel needs that. They need, for one, Sanibel police, I don't know, they have too much time on their hands. They give out too many tickets. I hate that. And I wish they would be more people friendly, but they're not. But even if they're going to give out tickets, it'd be better to have more people on this island to give out more tickets too. So we have to understand, you want to get people on the island. It supports the local economy. They buy stuff. They buy real estate. That's the most important thing, especially for me. Look, another place on the left-hand side closed. What for? 2 years? I mean, that's ridiculous. 2 months I could understand. 2 years? No, I can't understand that. This place should have been back online before December 1st, 2022. The hurricane hit. The hurricane hit September 28th, October 28th, November 28th. It should have been 2 months' time. This whole place, they should have just had tractor trailers from out of area with contractors out of area brought down here and got this stuff back online. It's just ridiculous. I mean, yeah, the Sanibel Causeway was closed for the longest one too. Don't get me wrong. There was an added problem there, but I would have had an amphibious boat or something, amphibious pontoon. I would have made it happen. See, this place is still closed. It's just ridiculous. All these people who own property here, they're all going bankruptcy, insolvent. And the globalists are the ones that are picking up this property cheap. It's sad. Like, this place is still closed. It's ridiculous. Does the whole place need to be closed? Why can't they just do the repairs and open the place? Why can't they open the place up for at least 80% of the people, and for whatever final repairs need to get done, just do the final repairs? Yeah, scooting around the island, that's fun. I did that. That's a way you could see the island at a lower speed, and you have more road to play with, so you're not really keeping your eye on the road like you would with a car, trying to keep it inside the lane. You have a little more time to reflect and look around before you exit the lane. And your peripheral vision can keep you on the lane, so I like it. See, look on the left-hand side here. It's closed. And I saw 2 cars here. I thought it was open. These cars are probably parked illegally just to park for free. Hello. That's what it looks like. Oh, they're probably realtors. Yeah, there's a chain blocking the way there. So they're probably owners that own the property, and they're wondering why they have no access to it. And they're basically it's being stolen from them. I mean, taxed to death still. They don't have an exemption on that. So here we are at Tarpon Bay. Check out this. I like the cowboy hat. That was nice. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Oh, thank you. These bathrooms are probably the nicest bathrooms I've seen on the island. They have solar power. They have cold water up by the building. They have warm water here. Let me see how cold it is. Probably poison. Watch this. So that water being in the sunshine, that's extremely hot. Last time I came here, this water was nice and cool. Yeah, reverse osmosis water. It's palatable. Not the best. I think it tastes just as good as my well water. My well is pretty clean. All right. I do have a bottle of water myself here, so in case I'm thirsty, I can always drop down, drink that, which I will. All right. I'm glad I brought it. It's shaken, not stirred. So now, the question is, what's going on with Bailey's? I was told by one of my neighbors that Bailey's doesn't intend to rebuild. We'll see how true that is. There was a big fence around Bailey's last time I came here, and it was all knocked down. There was just a big pile of rubble, and they were starting to haul it away. I'm kind of curious to see if there's still a big fence, if there's still a big pile of rubble, or if they built a new building. If they're going to build a new building, it should resemble Jerry's a little bit. They should build it, 20 feet high minimum. I mean, Jerry's is only like 12 feet above mean high tide, and it just barely survived. Which still, it barely survived. But the key is it survived. So instead of having to write off $100 million in food, they were able to open up almost immediately. And of course, they captured 99% of the market evaporated when the hurricane hit because all the condos were closed, but that 1% still have some place to shop, and only Bailey's and the 5-star gasoline station were the only 2 that were open. I think the Huckster's is now reopened, but we'll see about Bailey's. I'm just surprised that the Lighthouse one didn't reopen. It was like a little delicatessen, basic foods. It wasn't major. It was like a little convenience store, but nothing big. We'll see if the 7-Eleven's reopened here too. I'm waiting to find out apparently. So far, it's been a really joyous, kind of peaceful morning. I don't see that many cars. I don't see that much wildlife, except for these big lizards, whatever they're called. They're not monitor lizards. They're I forget what they're called now. But they definitely are proliferating here in Sanibel. I don't know what hunts them. I guess eagles hunt them. Raccoons wouldn't really hunt them, but raccoons would. They're nighttime, where these lizards are daytime. Yeah, it's nice that it just rained yesterday, so the breeze is picking up some of this evaporation. It's cooling the air down a little bit. All right, here's do or die. Here's Bailey's. Still don't see a building, so it's and it almost looks like the parking lot is being overgrown by weeds, which is another weird thing. No, it's still fenced off, and the parking lot is growing over with weeds. So this was Bailey's. Not being rebuilt. Again, this would be the best area for a casino, built 20 feet above the ground, with nightlife and shopping and yeah. They'd have to give this land to me, and I'd build a supermarket here with a casino. Yeah, sure, why not? And it's got a nice parking lot still. The trees are still here. It's sad. Sad they knocked down the movie theater. That was like right before the hurricane. They knocked it down. I don't know if they were going to build something or Bailey's was going to expand, and the Hurricane Ian hit. I forget it. So even Doc Ford's across the street here. Let's see. They're open. That's good. There used to be a restaurant on the corner here. I think it was called Hurricane Grill. They're no longer here. I see a telephone pole lying on the ground. Or what I think was a telephone pole. So this is just sad that Bailey's is gone. But that does open the market up for like Aldi's or some other grocery chain come on the island here. See, old Sanibel shops now. I've never seen so much business. They're open. See, 7-Eleven here is closed. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we should check out the 5-star grocer. Hold on, I gotta make a precarious U-turn here. So yeah, 7-Eleven's closed, and the reason why they're closed is because they got rid of their gas pumps. When you got rid of your gas pumps, then people forget about you. That's what happened. They thought they could save a nickel by not replacing their gas pumps, and it cost them the whole business. I would love that as a real estate office. You know, I think if I could buy that, that'd be awesome. So I'm glad I'm here looking at that, because I would never think in a million years that place would be available. And it's still a good location. Of course, they probably want about $10 million. They ain't gonna get that from me. You see this residence on the left-hand side? That was about 10 years ago, selling for $179,000. Yep. Look at that. That survived. That's a complete wooden structure too. Here the timbers on. We're just passing it. They look open, but they're not open right now. Probably not open until about 4. But they're open, which is a good sign. That's a sturdy constructed building. Too bad these art galleries, they got wiped out. Hurdy-gurdy. Let's see, hurdy-gurdy. It's got nice windows. Unfortunately, asphalt roof, but Here's another art tower. Art. I hate, you got what's called a photo on canvas these days. Art? What is that? 3D printers will do it for you. Hello. Alright, so here's the what I still call the 5-star. Not really grocer, but I don't know. It was called 5-star a long time. Forget. Go across this moat. We'll go up over here. So it's a mobile station. So it's no longer Texaco. It was Texaco for the longest while. So I usually stop here and we used to buy drinks all the time, but I'm okay. Okay, it's a Rebel gas station now, yeah. But they were one of the, between them and Jerry's, those two were open first here on the island. So my hat's off to them. Helping out and coming back online literally within weeks. Within like 3 or 4 weeks they were back open. Okay, I don't know how deep this is. Ooh, took a chance. So, see, without Bailey's, there is a little grocery store down on the grocery store. I think it was called the Santiva Mini Mart. That got wiped out completely. And then the only other grocery store there is right across the post office on Captiva, right near South Seas Plantation. There used to be a little like grocery store elevated. I don't know if they survived or not, but they were at least 10 feet above mean high tide. They may have. And then right at the corner of Fifth Ave, near the Bubble Room and near Royal Shell Realty, there was a convenience store. And I think they did reopen, but they sustained a lot of damage. And they're not like the same. Their prices are a little bit higher now to cover, obviously, the insurance that we all thought we had didn't exist. The insurance companies kind of like crawled away and never paid. So, so everyone now has got to take it on the chin a little bit. Increase prices. But of course the fire district here, which didn't do a darn thing, they're still in business. They didn't help out one bit. One bit. You asked them to cut trees across the road? Nope. FEMA had to do it. Or the private citizens had to bring out their own chainsaws. They didn't do anything. Alright, so going back to prayer. I'm gonna start indulging on my bottle of water. It was a solid bottle of ice. Now it's completely liquid. All these stores, I can tell you right now, all these stores are struggling. You only have 1/100th of the hotel rooms that are open. So you have only 1% of your clientele. Now here's something, this mad cow up here we're going to be coming up to. That thing burned to the ground like 2 months before the hurricane. That was the smartest time to burn to the ground. They couldn't have planned that better. Little did they know that their insurance would be paid out 100%. And before they had a chance, they probably paid for their permit to rebuild. But before they can get all the contractors lined up, hurricane hit, and that obviously made their mind up. Smart. But if most people here could have foresaw the hurricane hitting and what damage it would do, especially the churches here. I mean, let's face it, 99% of your clientele is now no longer living here. See, this church is up and running, but today's Sunday, and where's the people? It says Sunday, 8:30 in the morning. Maybe it's over already, but. And here's other places like the Bean. This was an up-and-coming restaurant that was expanding and expanding. I mean, it was it was hard to find any real estate on Sanibel. Everything was totally booked. Now, everything is available. All the best stores you could ever imagine, they're all available. Yeah, Sanibel Square, Sanibel Bean. They were growing. They would have taken over that entire building there. Now, it looks like it doesn't even look like they're open anymore. And Sanibel Outfitters, they're probably going to take over that entire building. Now that's amazing. The old Sanibel Playhouse, that's gone. I mean, the new Sanibel Playhouse is gone. That was made out of wood, just a pile now. Where the old Sanibel Playhouse, which is now called the Sanibel Community House, that's still standing. Figure that one. So you have a lot here with just like parking lights and no building. Sad. They're maintaining the parking lot. Alright, so we gotta cross here. This is where the Island Cow was. They need more hotels and condos come online. I mean, I can cross the road like this. This is like back in 1973 when I was first here, where Periwinkle Way was still crowded, but it was a sand road, and it was right where I'm driving. There was huge Australian pine trees, and the pathway, the bicycle path had to. It was awesome though. It was an awesome bicycling adventure. You had to weave in and around Australian pine trees, and they were big and fat. And if you weren't watching where you were going, you would smack into one of them. And they were like 3 foot in diameter trunks. It's sad that they're all gone because they were the best. I mean, they gave Sanibel its triple canopy. There was a triple canopy over Periwinkle Way here. It was just gorgeous to see. You had big spider webs. You had big pine trees that were even bigger. I mean, the Australian pine. You had some Sanibel pine. There was some really tall, long pine trees too. And it gave a triple canopy, and there was always pelicans perching. Because pelicans loved Australian pine trees because the branches were strong enough to hold the pelican. But now, no, it looks like cleansed. It looks like Naples, Marco Island a little bit. So here, the Blue Giraffe was an up-and-coming restaurant. Now, hardly anybody eats there. I think they're out of business. I would like to buy that truck and make it into a real estate brand. Maybe they'll sell it to me. See this undercover police officer. I don't know why they have to be undercover. See, sitting there waiting, preying on people, speeding the speed limit. It's not right, but got nothing else to do. Still, it's a beautiful island. So it would take some doing, but there are enough little tiny breakfast and lunch and dinner restaurants that even for a 7-day vacation, you can find a unique place to eat each day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner that's open. Here you have cheeseburger, and it looks like they're open finally because they weren't open for the longest while. So this is the Tahitian Gardens. And see, this is an elevated place, but the water still came up and is an additional 5 feet higher than the elevation here, the elevated. So you can see a lot of people are here at cheeseburger. That's probably the de facto lunch restaurant. Because people would probably go to the Timbers and they would go to Doc Ford's. Coming up to Beehive. Well, not the Beehive. I guess we're coming up to I think here. Jerry's is the next big thing coming up. So my bicycle is running great. I was afraid of the back tire, but I'm looking down on it, and it's wobbling a little bit. Could use some straightening, I guess, but it's running okay. Front tire is running great. It's probably wobbling because I grabbed the brake really hard. Try to stop the wheel, probably. Hello. I'll give a little anguish. See, when they did allow me to come on the island for free with a car, then I would park in Jerry's. So even now, my mind is saying, "Oh, you parked in Jerry's. You parked in Jerry's. Don't pass Jerry's." But no, I didn't park there. And I'm not going to bicycle over the entire causeway. Nobody wants to see that again. So here's the other church. This church is doing really well, right next to Jerry's. And Jerry's has a restaurant inside of it. A lot of the overflow from this church goes to that restaurant in Jerry's after the sermon. After the service, I would say. That church is one of the most profitable churches on the island. Any island, even Fort Morris Beach. The back tire here is wobbling. I'm going to have to straighten that wheel. So they took away all the parrots, all the cockatoos and parrots. So there's no more parrots or cockatoos. I'm looking in there. Last time I was here, they were gone. I don't see them here anymore. Otherwise, I hear them chirping. I don't hear them chirping. So Mango Bay is open. That's good sign. Jerry's, of course, is open, which is good. So you have groceries and some shops and restaurants. And a liquor store is open there. Bank of the Islands. It used to be called Community Bank. First it was called Bank of the Islands, then it was called Community Bank of the Islands. Now they changed the name back to Bank of the Islands. So again, there's a lot of real estate on both sides of the road that's available. Prices, though, the prices haven't come down. It's just they're all available. It's all for sale at the same time. Macintosh books. Who can open up a bookstore? Isn't that so old-fashioned? There's people in there just reading books. They're not buying the books. They're just opening the books and reading them. Sanibel Pizza. I'm not sure if they're open or not, but they were one of the best values on the island. Here's like a little island gifts and flea market or something. Interesting. Key lime pie. Nice. They're selling a lot of seashell and coconut gifts. I'm not into seashells. I mean, I have a huge supply. I don't need any more. VIP. Their realtors are probably really busy. And then Whitney's, this bait and tackle store, they were one of the first places to come back online. Looks like you have either a podcaster or someone who's doing a video right there. And then this seashell store I wanted to buy on the left-hand side, but they were very expensive. Now they're still available. Here's a McTee's shrimp or whatever it was called. They're closed. They were one of the best seafood. And Schwamburger, whatever they were, they sold those good hot dogs. They're closed. The 7-Eleven here, thank goodness, is open. At least there's one 7-Eleven here open on the island. And Billy's Rentals is open. Not much business, but they're open, which is good. Again, you make pure profit renting bikes, so all you need is like 3 or 4 bikes rented a day, and you're making overhead, no problem. I'm surprised there's no competition here, because they need some. Sun and Fun Rentals basically scooped up the open market there. But there's more rentals going on over there because there's more rentable properties, more hotels, and the real estate management companies or the Airbnbs are doing a good job running that place out. What's left of it, that is. Okay, so now we're going to come up upon Hucksters, which is after, I think it's Donita Street, or I forget. Donax Street. If I don't come to Sanibel that often, I forget the names of the roads. Now, on the left-hand side, this is the only free area of Sanibel you can park. The Bailey's track over there. That's free parking. They don't charge you. You don't have to pay. Although, why would you want to park there and walk a mile to the beach? I don't know, but I guess if you had a bicycle and somehow you can get on the island for free, the Causeway used to be a free island to park. Who knows in the future if that'll be free? But that makes more sense because I don't agree with the $9, but you pay one price to get on the island, and you can park at the Sanibel Causeway for free, and then since you're past the toll, you might as well eat lunch then after you go to the beach on Sanibel. That's what would help out Sanibel, because you have 300 cars crowding the Causeway Islands. Those 300 cars with 600 people need to eat somewhere, and that 600 people, believe it or not, those locals are the ones that drive the local economy. They drive this economy. It's not the tourists come in, they'll shop at Walmart or Winn-Dixie or Publix on their way into the island. They won't contribute anything on the island. They'll be lucky to go out to eat. Lucky, because they've it's those really rich people that are very few. Those are the people that will spend their money wildly, but they there's not that many of them. So there used to be, let's see here. Well, this was the Anchorage Inn. It's for sale. I don't know, it probably really smells in there. And then this used to be called the Jacaranda. It's for sale. Again. They kind of subdivided the property. Tootsie Plaza, that was a fancy word. That was like, not Junkery, it was something else. And right here was the, it's Hucksters. It still is Hucksters. Well, they don't say Hucksters. Wait a minute, they did say Hucksters. And then this building right here, I wanted this for my own little real estate office, but I can see that there's a beach store in there. Hucksters has taken that over. Smart. This is always been liquor and wine here. I hear that the prices here are pretty good. You used to have to go to 3-Star Liquors off the island, right where Miners Plaza was, where San Carlos and McGregor Boulevard met. There used to be a liquor store back in there, a big one. But then when Summerlin opened, that liquor store went out of business. There's seashells. And just a nice cool breeze come hit me. Oh, nice. And I can see ahead there are some cumulus clouds happening, so which is an indication that it's going to rain today. Not as big as yesterday, but I mean, it rained yesterday afternoon from about 3 p.m. onwards. 3 p.m. till almost 8 o'clock at night it was raining. Actually, it kept on raining. It was 3 till almost like midnight. It stopped for a little while and then it started up again. Heavy. So here's Dairy Queen. It was for sale last time I came through here. Again, It's not that you're buying the building. You also have to buy the franchise. And the Dairy Queen franchise is a lot of money. So you're not really buying the franchise. You're just buying that location. And it's not worth it. The whole building is all wood. It needs to be knocked down. Now this piece of real estate here, I like it a lot. It looks like someone else bought it. It used to be Bank of the Islands right here, straight ahead. But that was closed. It's no longer Bank of the Islands. But I don't know what it is now. But there I am. I liked it. It's a wooden structure. This parking lot survived. Probably it's still for sale. It's called Curio Cottage, now open. Well, they'll go out of business. So it may be available shortly. I would love that as a real estate office. Norris Interiors, Tommy Bahama. John R. Wood Properties, they're renovating this still. It's been about 2 years. The Lighthouse Cafe. You see, they moved from the Lighthouse down here. This used to be the old Joey's Hamburgers. So it's good to see that the lighthouse is up and running. I was always wondering what happened to the lighthouse. So we're gonna just close it up here. Video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And this gas station Chevron used to have the only free air for bicycles on the island. I mean, I'd love to open that up, but I would have to have a real estate practice on one side of it. I don't know if I can squeeze it in there. I think that Curio place, that's the best bet I have. Price-wise and availability. Well, it'd be nice to have the 7-Eleven, the other 7-Eleven down by Tarpon Bay. So this is the Royal Shell, the main real estate competition on the island, because Remax gave that up a long time ago. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time.